It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Happy Monday. We have a lot to get to today. This is a hot, hot Monday, and I'm not just talking about the weather, but those of you that are in LA know, or LA region. And I guess, according to the dosers, everywhere in California, we are in heat wave central. It is so wild how hot it has been. I talked about this on last night's Patreon. We've been at over 100 degrees for like 5 or 6 days. And I'm not just saying like 100, 101. We're at 107, 109, 111, 115 in Los Angeles. And born and raised here in Los Angeles, I've never experienced heat like this. So all I can say is it's the Mormons' fault. I'm blaming Whitney. I'm blaming Whitney from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Yes, did I binge all episodes of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, plus 2 episodes of Tell Me Lies, plus 8 episodes of Selling Sunset, plus 1 episode of The Perfect Couple, plus 2 episodes of Big Brother, and more? Sure, I did. That's what a heat wave does. Makes you stay home and watch TV. So get cozy because today you're going to be watching a Daily Dose of Donna. Oh my God, it's so funny. As that music was going on, I was like dancing and I look around my desk and I'm like, why are my purple weights on my desk? And that's because I used them for Robin's brows last week because her favorite color is purple. Yes, we are getting closer and closer to the Sister Wives opening day. Like, forget Super Bowl, forget NFL, forget, you know, all the other things that people are excited. New York Fashion Week. I just am so into Sister Wives opening day. Like, that's what we're really here for. But when you don't have Sister Wives, what you end up doing is you watch anything that's similar, somewhat similar. So we love Bravo, we love TLC, and a perfect crossover, Scissor Sisters, a perfect crossover was Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Now, did they look anything like the Browns and that beautiful family? No. Although we did have a very, very similar look. In fact, I almost wondered, are my eyes playing tricks on me? Is that Cody Brown? And no, in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, we do meet one husband that is quite possibly one of the most spot on, if you want a doppelganger on a TV show, this is your guy. And his name, I'm going to introduce to you right now, is Zach Affleck. Okay? Affleck. Zach Affleck. Zach Affleck. I just want to say that all the time. Zach Affleck is Cody Brown's doppelganger. It's possibly his. He's probably part of the Cody Brown fan club. I imagine he is probably he's a browner. Okay. He's a brown noser. That's what we're going to call Cody Brown lovers. He's a brown noser. And he met Cody Brown probably in his dreams one day and said, I want to be just like you. Tell me all the ways. Cody Brown goes, sit down, take a ride in my Lexus and let's talk about it while my hairs fly off. Now, what's so funny was someone did say in the comments on here on Instagram, and I need to find it because all of you guys are so great commenting, but someone did comment one amazing comment that the way I laughed was so good. And basically what it says, and I really can't find it, but it says something about his ramen hair. And when I tell you, I don't remember ever using that as a description of Cody Brown, but now it's happening. So don't think that I'm not going to have ramen on site. Props are going into the kitchen because we are bringing ramen into Daily Dose of Donna starting on recaps for Sister Wives next week. Now, we have a whole thing that we're going to talk about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I went into detail on Patreon last night, so I can't go into such detail here because I just had a fly guest star on my show. Did you sign a release, buddy? I'm not blurring you out, fly. So I'm going to make sure to push you all over to the Patreon to listen to that because I go into real detail, but we will cover some of the like the bigger stories here on this show a little bit later. Another thing I saw Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice on Friday night, great movie. Such a fun family movie. Go and see it. Beat the heat by getting in that theater. And then any other like personal stuff. Oh, I have a really fun giveaway that I'm going to do. And I can't decide, do I do a giveaway for members only here on YouTube or for Patreon? But I got it gifted, but I already have one. And so I was thinking, instead of holding on to it and just adding a second one, it's the Skylight digital calendar. And it's perfect for a family. I just got it gifted to me. I'm going to give it to one of you guys. So I'm going to figure it out where I'm going to do that, but just keep your eyes open, keep your eyes peeled for that. Okay, we should get into our stories because we've got a lot of stories. But before we do, I want to shout out a new sponsor for Daily Dose of Donna, and I am so excited about this. It's called the Pets Table. And I don't know if you guys know about the Pets Table, but this is basically a division of HelloFresh. I use HelloFresh for a variety of things on and off, and I love convenience. Like that's why I love Just Meats, and I still use Just Meats. You can still use my code for Just Meats if you ever are interested. But I love convenience. I don't want to have to run out and go buy things last minute. And with dog food, I feel like it's always that last minute, like, shite, I don't have enough dog food for tonight. What do I do? And then you end up just like kind of scrounging something together that's probably not the best or like a random can that probably makes them sick. I don't even know. So the Pets Table is a subscription service where they send you boxes of air dried like basically kibble. It's like a softer, fresher version of kibble, or, and I do both, wet food, which is in these convenient plastic packages, and you keep them in the fridge. They come frozen and you thaw them 24 hours before, but they have markers exactly on how much you should give your dog depending on their weight, depending on what they like. You take a quiz when you first sign up, and your dog's like preferences, like for example, I don't like giving my dog chicken if I can avoid it because I think chicken gets them a little allergic. So I love the Pets Table for this reason. They sent me a box with all the accoutrement, including a little container and all the different like measuring cups and everything. And you guys get 50% off your first box, which is a huge, huge discount, and 20% off your second box. It's developed with vets. It's all made in the US, all the ingredients. The food supports things like gut health, immunity, which our dogs really need. And I would highly suggest checking it out. Use my code. My code is Donna. 50 DANA at the Pets Table, and the link is below in the show notes. You can just click on that link and get on in there and try it out for me and let me know how it is. It was a really great, easy experience. So let's get into the show. Um, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about the first story. And this is, I'm a little bit hesitant talking about this guy because, and by this guy, I mean this girl. Because do you guys remember what went down with the Kate Middleton drama earlier in the year? Kate Middleton was MIA. Everyone was talking about it. It was on the cover of all these, like, Instagram accounts and blogs and whatever. It was like a very, very big news story. People were starting to really question where she was. And then the conspiracy theorists, and I have to be honest, I was jumping right into that. I was enjoying the 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 drama of it. I had a lot of fun with that. And then unfortunately, she comes out saying, I have been diagnosed with cancer, which made all of us, well, I don't know about all of us, but me specifically, feel like a piece of steaming shite. Okay. I had fun with it while we were in it because I didn't think it was that serious. But when I found out that it was actually serious and she was sick, I felt awful because I really like Kate Middleton. I did. I mean, I do. So I did apologize. And I got scared talking about the royal family because what happened with with in the Facebook group, with the comments, like people are very, very serious about the royal family. Uh, I realized I was like, I don't want to touch this. I didn't realize like what kind of crazy layers are involved with the royal family. However, Kate Middleton, luckily and amazingly, and great news, Kate Middleton has now walked out of, come out of her privacy to say that she is officially she's finished her cancer treatment, she's finished her chemotherapy, and she talks about it in the most beautifully produced video that we can watch here. You can find it on YouTube. She released it. I'm going to watch it based on the Independence YouTube channel. I just found it and it looks like it's the full video. So watch this beautiful video, or at least a little part of it, and we can talk about it together.
As the summer comes to an end, I cannot tell you what a relief it is to have finally completed my chemotherapy treatment. The last 9 months have been incredibly tough for us as a family. Life as you know it can change in an instant, and we've had to find a way to navigate the stormy waters and road unknown. The
Her
cancer
voice
journey
is so beautiful.
complex, scary, and unpredictable for everyone, especially those closest to you. With humility, it also brings you face to face with your own vulnerabilities in a way you've never considered before. And with that, a new perspective on everything.
Is this filming?
Hello? Hello?
So cute.
This time has above all reminded William and me to reflect and be grateful for the simple yet important things in life, which so many of us often take for granted, of simply loving and being loved.
What an adorable family.
Doing what I can to stay cancer-free is now my focus. Although I have finished chemotherapy, my path to healing and full recovery is long, and I must continue to take each day as it comes. I am, however, looking forward to being back at work and undertaking a few more public engagements in the coming months when I can. Despite all that's gone before, I enter this new phase of recovery with a renewed sense of hope and appreciation of life. William and I are so grateful for the support we've received and have drawn great strength from all those who are helping us at this time. Everyone's kindness, empathy, and compassion has been truly humbling.
It's a beautiful video. Like Emmy Award
To
winning.
all those who are continuing their own cancer journey, I remain with you, side by side, hand in hand. Out of darkness can come light. So let that light shine bright.
Oh, that makes me, like, emotional. That beautiful video. I wonder who actually produced it if it comes out in the end. I mean, whoever they brought on to create that video has to be, like, a filmmaker extraordinaire. The way it's shot, edited, but also the voiceover and that gorgeous music, it's like a full-on movie. It's beautiful. Why do I love Kate Middleton? Princess Catherine. Why do I love her? She feels somewhat relatable, even though she lives, to me, the most unrelatable life that we can ever have, right? Like, none of us can imagine a life like she lives, but she seems a relatable human being to me. She feels so like the fact that she's not just using this as an example of her, like, telling her story, but she's relating to all those out there who have suffered through cancer. How many women out there are watching this and seeing themselves in her video, or seeing their mother, or seeing their sister, or whatever? It's so, to me, it's very special. Um, I also really liked seeing that kind of like mom fun side of her, which we don't see because we see them at these royal engagements where she's very proper and, the kids are very proper. And now it's just like kids being kids, messing around with the camera, playing card games with grandma and grandpa, like running through the forest in shorts and t-shirts. Like, I love seeing that side. And in 2024, it is important to see a different side of the royal family. But 100%, like if I had to say who's more relatable, Kate Middleton or like a Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle's not even a royal, right? They left the royal family. She's like definitely closer to us in personality or age or lifestyle or whatever. I mean, she's so rich or whatever, but she's like an actress from LA. I mean, come on. I've never felt connected to Meghan Markle in any capacity whatsoever, ever, 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 which is part of the reason why I just like don't want to watch her. But Kate Middleton, Catherine, like, whoa, like that was so beautiful. I don't know. Music to me does it. Do you guys feel that way? Like when you were watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and all of a sudden it's like Unholy is the beginning of song, like na 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 na. It's and you see them with their like prayers. You're like, I'm in. Music is so essential for these shows. That show was shot so gorgeous. This beautiful little video was shot so beautifully. And the music really makes a difference. When I was watching Love Island, I'll never forget, there was one episode when it was 4th of July weekend, and when Kaylor and the guys were all at Casa Amor, and Kaylor had just received the video from Aaron, hooking up with Daniela, and she's like, "Fuck, Aaron, fuck." And then they played Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter. That little like do 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 do. I cannot not listen to that song and go back to that moment sitting out on the beach watching Love Island. Music is so, so special. I just love it. I really hope she's going to be okay. She's still going through treatment. I'm surprised that she looks so healthy. She doesn't look like she's gained or lost any weight, which is interesting to me. And her hair looks phenomenal. I don't know if it's her natural hair. I don't know the details. And honestly, I've learned my lesson. I don't speculate anymore about the royals. No speculation here. I just report the news. I am a news reporter. Don't shoot the messenger. So I'm very happy for her. Someone else I am incredibly happy for is Kristen Doute. Kristen Doute. I was doubting my ability to say Doty. Kristen Doute has finally landed her fiance. She is now officially engaged to Luke Broderick. And of course, it happened on camera. Of course, it happened at on the Valley shooting when they were in Miami. And it was giving a little Kyle and Amanda summer house boat vibes, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Um, she is she talks about the fact that she got her dream engagement ring that she helped design in 2015. Oy vey. That immediately gives me like anxiety. It says the Valley star who just got engaged to boyfriend of 2 years, Luke Broderick, actually dreamt up her massive emerald cut engagement ring nearly a decade before he proposed, Page Six Style has exclusively learned. We're told she went to celebrity jewelry designer and good friend. I'll give you one guess. Which jewelry designer do you think we're talking about? Kyle Chan. Kyle Chan, like, you know how Neil Lane sponsors The Bachelor? Kyle Chan sponsors Bravo reality shows. She went in 2015 and came up with her exact idea for the stunning ring the same year she split from James Kennedy. Why does that make me laugh? I don't know why. It shouldn't be funny, but like it kind of does make me laugh. She's like, I'm breaking up with you, James Kennedy. Remember when they broke up and he spit on her door? Like I was just rewatching those episodes. Um, she So yeah, I mean, luckily she's friends with an amazing jewelry designer, and she was able to come up with it. And then Luke had someone that he could go to and Kyle probably had a file somewhere. This was Kristen Doute's ring. Um, yeah, Chan custom made the dream engagement ring. Okay. Doughty didn't meet Broderick, Luke, until 2 summers ago, but she relayed the ring information to him, who then contacted Chan. Oh, she was probably like, if you're gonna propose, I already created a ring. Like I've done the work for you. Go and get it. He custom made her dream engagement ring, which features a 4.27 carat elongated emerald cut diamond. I don't know about you guys. I'm not like a diamond person. I'm not a jewelry person. I don't understand it. I don't like spend my days like going through Pinterest boards of what I really enjoy and what I really love. I really don't. But is 4.27 carats like massive? I feel like if I Google 4.27 emerald, 4.27 emerald cut diamond, 4.27 carat. I should probably add the carat, huh? I mean, I guess it's hard to tell. And there's so many different prices online. But like that's a big that feels like a big ring, right? Here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Um, I don't I don't think like I have a ring even I mean, I'm just not into it. Like it doesn't interest me so much. Let's see. Actual size. Okay. So the actual size on my computer is like the pointer of my finger. That's huge. It's 11.5 times 8.2 times 4.7 millimeters. Actual size. There you go. That's a massive ass ring. Can you imagine that she goes to Luke and she's like, I came up with a ring. Like, you're fine. Don't worry. And she goes to Kyle and he's like, so this is the diamond ring. It's huge. And it feels like it's probably very, very expensive. Debbie says something really interesting. She goes, sounds like a gorgeous ring, but I'd rather use the money for a nicer place to live. And I do believe that they moved into a new house. I remember seeing some sort of like a housewarming, but I don't follow her well enough to know where they live. But it's a huge, huge ring. Because it's not only the 4.27 carats, it's also hidden halo set atop a 14 karat white gold band that contains another half carat worth of diamonds. It's massive. I mean, hopefully, I don't know where he gets his money, but that's good. Um, yeah. So he proposed, total surprise, Doute says, admitting that she blurted out some expletives before ultimately agreeing to marry Broderick. He proposed with dolphins in the background. I knew from the moment we met that Luke was my person. She says, I'm so excited to continue this journey together now as fiancés. And the truth is, I really can't wait. And I've told you guys, I've met Kristen and Luke. I sat with them at one of Zach Peters' shows, and at the Bourbon Room, and she's lovely and he's lovely. Like, I have absolutely nothing negative to say about them at all, but I'm not blind to know Kristen's behavior in the past and what she's gone through in the past. So I would love to see this work out perfectly. I would love to see that. I would also really love to see Kristen plan her wedding. And I want her to get married at the Vanderpump Villa and with Lisa Vanderpump. And hopefully, hopefully we get to see that. I will probably never see that because I think Lisa Vanderpump despises her. Doesn't Lisa Vanderpump hate Kristen Doute? Like, is there a bigger feud between Lisa and anyone other than Kyle Richards? So or Teddy Mellencamp, I guess. But I think that it will be interesting to see. And Jax Taylor is losing his mind. You know he's losing his mind, and I'll tell you why. Because he's probably sitting there and saying, what the hell? Why are you taking the energy off my rehab stay? All eyes on me, dude. You go to Hawaii and now you're getting proposed, and this is going to be the story now? Not cool. Not cool. So, okay. Good for them. Very happy for them. And I want to see all the wedding planning on the next season of The Valley. Now, also, we're not going to see it on this next season, probably, because I imagine we're coming up on like the finale, but it will be season 3. So, a couple other things. We talked at length about Jax Taylor and his treatment and what he was going through last week. I'm still very curious to see where things go with Jax. I have not seen any drama. I have not seen any pictures of him. I have not seen anything crazy of him over the weekend. I have no idea if he's partying or he's probably, the truth is he was probably home with Cruz because Cruz was, because Cruz was over at, I think Brittany's probably in Hawaii still, right? So Cruz was there. He's posting about Jax's. He posted this morning a picture of Cruz at school. Cruz is so damn cute. You guys, that is a cute, cute kid. So we'll see what happens next. Also in the Valley. This is interesting. I've seen a lot of pictures of Jesse Lally and Michelle Lally. That's the couple that look like they had absolutely no love between them. Jesse went off to his ayahuasca retreat to get some love back from her, and she was like, "I don't love you, Jesse. I'm sorry. I just don't feel like this is going to work out for me." Well, Michelle shows up on an episode of Selling Sunset. And I'll tell you, I haven't gotten to the episode yet. I only watched like 7 episodes. She's somewhere a little bit later. The crossovers between the Selling Sunset and the Bravo community, it's too much for my brain to handle. We're seeing the same houses that we've seen on Million Dollar Listing. We've seen Michelle show up in one of the scenes. Isn't Michelle a realtor? She's being shown around a house. The whole thing is a little bit. It's giving like cameo. Would you like to do a cameo on this episode of Selling Sunset? We'll pay A, B, and C. It's the new version of guest stars on a sitcom. You know how there's those actors that you see on every single show? They're a guest star on every single show. They play like the security guard, the cop, the nurse, the teacher. Like, you know them from everything. That's what it feels on some of these reality shows. I'm like, really? We're seeing this person again? Now, I did watch a lot of Selling Sunset over the weekend, only about 6 episodes though, so I didn't get too far, but there's been some emotional scenes. The whole thing about Chelsea, I mean, we'll go into it. We'll get into it more, but it'll be listen, I can't say that Selling Sunset is something that I'm like, stop what we're doing. A new episode of Selling Sunset is on. It's a background show for me. It's like, put it on when I'm working out, put it on when I'm cleaning the house, put it on when I'm doing my puzzle or cooking dinner. It's just not that interesting or exciting to me. Now, Dr. Jen, yes, Jen Armstrong, who was on the last season of OC, not last season, 2 seasons ago with her husband, Ryan, not Ryan, Ryan. Do you guys remember Jen, the plastic surgeon? She did show up on an episode of Selling the OC. I remember that. And it was, one of those Newport homes or right on the water homes or whatever. It does give like reality stars weekly, like they're getting, a mass text from reality stars. Like if you've been on a reality show ever before in your life, 1 episode, 10 episodes, 3 seasons, it doesn't matter. You get a mass text on Monday morning saying, available options to show up on another reality show. You can show up to an open house in Newport Beach for Selling the OC. You can go to a Beverly Hills Brokers Open to be on Selling Sunset. You can show up at Something About Her for the taping for Vanderpump Rules. Get over to, like, it's giving a little bit of overproduction, and that's Selling Sunset for you. Like, it really is overproduced. Now, something I noticed this season of Selling Sunset, and you guys tell me if I've not noticed this before, but the Oppenheim twins, the Jason and Brett are the Oppenheim brothers that opened the Oppenheim group. And I never noticed Brett to ever really talk. I feel like the stories are always around Jason, right? It's always Jason, which guy he's dating, and which girl he's dating, because he's dated like 15 of them. It's always him and he's always the one showing up at the houses and giving advice. And he still is doing that. But this season, I'm noticing so much more with his twin, Brett, that I never feel like we saw that much about him or ever. Like Oppenheimer. Is it Oppenheimer or Oppenheim? If they're the Oppenheimers, that's not possible, is it? Isn't that the movie? I just noticed that there's so much more Brett this season. And yeah, Brett does seem angry. Cindy got it right on. Brett is an unlikable one. Jason's the likable one. Brett is the unlikable one. Yeah, the Oppenheim guys. Okay, Ray was making a joke in the comments, and I take it so seriously. Like anything Ray tells me, I'm like, what? I did it wrong? Thank you for making a joke. I keep it light and tight, right? That's the motto of Daily Dose of Donna. We keep it light, we keep it tight. That's the goal. So, okay, I noticed a lot more Brett this season. He doesn't have a lot of personality. He's really not a reality star. For me, it's the other one. So Emma says, in the most random Bachelor Nation spotting, I saw Tammy from Pilot Pete's season on $1 Million Listing LA. Yeah, I mean, this is like what a tangled web we can weave of the different reality stars showing up on different shows. I still cannot believe Buying Beverly Hills wasn't picked up for a third season on Netflix. Like after watching all this other stuff, I'm like, how? Were the numbers really that low? I mean, I did hear that they were, and I'm really surprised by it because I think all of Bravo watched it. Anyway, good for Kristen Doute, Selling Sunset. What else did we talk about? Why are we talking about Selling Sunset? Who knows? Just, venting, ranting. This is the Daily Dose of Donna. You're just like in a stream of consciousness when you're on the show. It's like you come with me through the party, right? Let's see what else we can talk about. I want to talk about a couple other little stories before we get into Sister Lives and Mormon Wives. Let's talk about this Tiffany Haddish runway moment. Okay. I have a sense of humor. I would like to say that in life, I laugh at a lot of things. I think things are funny. I try really hard to keep comedy alive in our lives. I really try hard not to live my life being so super offended, and hopefully people around me are not so super offended. So when I saw this video that was posted on TikTok by Paris Hilton and Instagram, I truly felt like this was so funny. I really did. I felt like it was so funny. I felt like it was really light and funny and like a joke, and it was a good moment. And then what I noticed was so many people's reactions on TikTok. Let's watch this TikTok together of Paris Hilton. I think it's on Paris's page. And I would like you guys to tell me what you think. This is at New York Fashion Week. And the person that you're going to see, let me get it, is Kathy Hilton. And she's talking to Tiffany Haddish with her daughters around. Let me know what you think.
Right now, you go down and you tell this photographer, welcome to the new event. Right now. Do it. Wait. Yes, now. That's going on. Yeah! Oh, yeah!
Okay. So if you guys aren't watching and you were just listening, basically what's happening, it's New York Fashion Week. I don't know which designer it is, and I don't know if that's important for the story. Is it? Monse, Monse runway. And the lineup in this, so basically it's like a big box, and a square. And if you are doing this walk around like the runway, yeah, you're basically walking around, and there's seats on both sides. So this video is of Kathy Hilton, and then right to her left is Paris Hilton, and then right to her left is Nikki, the other sister. And right to Nikki's left is Tiffany Haddish and other people. And I don't know what led to this moment. I have no idea. I have no idea if they were laughing about it, daring each other, whatever. But at the beginning of the video, Kathy, who we know Kathy to be this like really big prankster, kind of who is hunky dory, like loves to make people laugh. She's the one that was guzzling her martini drink with water in it to make everyone think she was drinking. Like Kathy's a weird chick. Okay. I think we can all admit to that. I'm not using this as like a moment to talk about her parenting styles, which I don't agree with, and all the other things that she probably does horrendously. I'm just saying she's like got a little bit of like a kooky brain. And I also feel like she is, oh yeah, Jenna Lyons was also right there. Thank you, Wendy. Jenna Lyons was just on the other side of Tiffany too. And I get a vibe that she's just silly, almost like Arrested Development. Does anyone feel this way? Like, I feel like Kathy Hilton kind of has maybe held on to her youth or something. She's still like is stuck at like 17. And so she makes this moment where she's like, Tiffany, go walk. I dare you. Go do it right now. Wave. Tiffany Haddish, for those of you guys that don't remember kind of who's Tiffany Haddish is, obviously she's a huge actress. She's a huge comedian. This is a person that is wild and out literally in every capacity. She is someone that definitely is a little bit of she's like one that not maybe sure you can trust her. Like she's like a little out there, right? I like Tiffany Haddish, but I also think she's probably a very unpredictable person. And there's been a lot of rumors about her unpredictability on set. There's this video that's going around where Marlon Wayans basically saying, "I love you, Tiffany, but like you're always on, you're always at a 10. And it's like too much to be around." And she may be that kind of person. Listen, we all know those people that are a little bit over the top, right? Bethany. And then, so in that moment, Kathy kind of tells her to go walk and she starts to walk. And like 50% of the crowd is like, woo, everyone's having fun, right? I thought it was such an iconic video. Jenna Lyons is there laughing. Paris Hilton is laughing. Like everyone's laughing. And it felt like very fun and friendly. And I saw so many people's reaction videos to this that are like, this is giving Mean Girl. This is giving, like a white girl telling a African American to do something for her. This is giving like hierarchical, here, am I saying it right? Like mean girl behavior, like we're better than you, do it. And I seriously wanted to like throw my phone across the screen when I saw that this morning, the house. And tell me if I'm being way too easy here, but I personally can't handle how we can be so offended by everything. I can't handle it. Like, this is not going to work. If we continue, you guys are going to be offended by the fact that I just scratched my chin. You know what? There probably is a Reddit post about it already. It's too much. Tiffany Haddish is a grown-ass woman. She's not a little kid, and she's absolutely not someone who like got invited as a +1 to her first New York Fashion Week. She's first row at New York Fashion Week. She's a multimillionaire. She's a damn actress. Like this is a woman that can hold her own. She's recognizable. She has lots of money, cars, houses. And what, just because like, is this a race thing that just because Kathy Hilton, a white woman, told a black woman, like daring them as a joke to do something and they did it by choice and it was totally fun and funny and fun. All of a sudden we're like, whoa, Paris Hilton's a mean girl for laughing at this. I can't. Like, let people just have fun in life. And if Tiffany Haddish wasn't black and if she was just, a white comedian, if she was Fortune Feimster and did that, would you feel the same way? I can't handle it anymore, you guys. I think and I know I'll get a lot of hate for this. This is going to be like, oh my God, she's so, because I also have another story about Taylor Swift and her friendship with Patrick Mahomes' wife, which is also mind blowing to me this weekend. Not their friendship, but the reaction to their friendship. I can't do it. I can't do it. If you only want to be friends with people who are exactly like you, who never say anything that you don't agree with, who never go against anything that you believe in, that's called an echo chamber. And like, good luck in life. Like, go to an encampment. Like, I can't handle it. I'm so upset. I feel so like frustrated by this because when I saw that, I was like, enough. Paris Hilton, Nikki Hilton, Kathy Hilton, Jenna Lyons, and Tiffany Haddish are all laughing about a joke. And now we're turning it into this is mean girl behavior. Enough. How do you guys want? And I just wanted it today to be a light and tight show. But you know what? I do believe in keeping things light and tight. Just like watching Taylor Swift in her video that was posted everywhere, including on Dumois' Instagram. I'll show you guys this video. She was spotted at the U.S. Open with, of course, her husband, and maybe her boyfriend, Travis Kelce. They were spotted together. They were partying hard and they were listening to music in the box and they were living their best lives. Here's one clip of it that I thought was quite possibly the most interesting clip. I rewatched this clip 500 times. I couldn't get over seeing the other people in the box. Now, a lot of you guys thought, um, oh, I love you, Barbara. Sorry, I just need to read Barbara Brooks's comment here. She goes, "So I'm going to tell you, I'm the goofy friend who can be dared to do funny, goofy-ish things too. I probably would have just done it, not the whole runway. LOL. Oh, and I'm black." Thank you, Barbara. Um, Love that. Okay, so hold on one second. I want to just pull up. I posted it in my stories. I need you guys just to watch this story or this little clip and just like tell me what comes to mind when you see it. This is actually on the Swifties for Eternity page. This is an Instagram account. This is one of the angles of this. And I'm curious your thoughts. Okay. If you guys aren't watching, basically Taylor Swift is standing in a box at the US Open with her boyfriend Travis Kelce in a Gucci bucket hat. You know how I feel about bucket hats. He's a hot man and he's looking really fine these days, but that bucket hat really took me out in not a good way. Dancing her ass off, singing to "I Believe in a Thing Called Love." And by the way, I get it. That song is a bop. If that song airs, and I'm that girl. I'm the Taylor Swift at a party, at a concert, at a sporting event. Like, I'm the girl that's like dancing. You guys know me. Like, that's so me. People had a lot of things to say. Look at this one angle, though, which is her from a different angle, and she's next to Brittany and Patrick Mahomes. And so I'm curious what your guys' thoughts when you see the different angles. This is from Dumois. Hold on. Now you have to know that everyone is looking at them. Okay, watch this. Okay. I'm going to say something that is personally just my first thought. My first thought was, this is so awkward. And my second thought said, but she's so normal. Like, that is so normal. She is happy. She's comfortable. She is not working. She's drinking. She's Sundaying with her man. They're at US Open, which looks to me like a party. I would do that. I would be that girl. In fact, I would be the girl that would be trying to get on the Megatron and doing this. Like, I'm the girl at the Dodger Stadium or the, Wrigley Field or whatever with my kids who are just like, we're always trying to get on the screen. Like, my kids are taking off their shirts and doing some of this stuff. Like, it's kind of fun. I'm okay with it. It's Taylor Swift. People are going to judge her for it. And people really, really struggle with the fact that she is so comfortable in her skin these days, which I think is really hard for people because they're used to her being this quiet, demure, mindful cutesy. And now she's like, F that. I was okay with it. That's how I would act. But a lot of people, and I'm going to bless Zach Peters for this because he posted something about this and I so agreed. In fact, I'm going to give him some love and talk about this because this is going to get political, but it's not political. If you know what I mean. This is not political, but this is political. Okay, so everyone just stay calm. Everyone stay calm in the comments. Let's not freak out, but this is a time that we're living in 2024. It's election year. Okay, and so a lot of us are losing a lot of friends. Or fighting in a lot of conversations, maybe unfollowing a lot of people online, maybe, doing a lot of things because politics is brought up. No, I am not mentioning anyone's name. No president's name will be mentioned in this content, But this is an interesting, well, Zach mentions it. I don't. But this is an interesting take on what people were saying, seeing Taylor Swift hanging out with now I have to find his page. Where is he? Where are you, my friend? Yes, he's here. He says trigger warning as the front cover. Hanging out with a known Trump supporter and seeing what happens online if a known liberal is hanging out with a known Trump supporter. Ready for this? Okay. Let's hear what Zach has to say about it.
I'm going to say something that's probably going to piss some of you off, especially because it's about your beloved Taylor Swift. Normally, I like calling her out when she's a little shifty in her Swiftie, but let's get into it. So there's this photo from the US Open with Taylor and Brittany Mahomes, who used to be her Mahomie. And then Brittany liked something about Trump on Instagram, and now everybody wants Taylor Swift to cancel Brittany. And based off this photo alone, shows that Taylor Swift is not going to do that. Normally, I enjoy calling out Taylor Swift, but in this case, I'm actually Team Taylor. We need to stop cutting people out of our lives because they have different opinions than we do. There are tweets like this, or people saying, what happened to Miss Americana Taylor Swift when she was like so anti-Trump? I'm not even here to defend Trump, but what happened to this Taylor Swift is she grew up and matured and acknowledged that we should show up more with empathy and active love and non-judgment rather than cutting people off because they happen to see the world a little differently than we do. People want to go on the internet and go on their Instagram and preach about love and anti-hate, and yet they're spewing out some of the nastiest rhetoric towards people that are different from them. We are multidimensional people. We are not singular. Therefore, we shouldn't be judged for a singular opinion or how we choose to cast our vote come election year. We should be judged based off of how we show up in the world, what our character is, how we treat the people around us. Taylor and Brittany have a great friendship. They shouldn't end it just because Twitter thinks so.
Okay. I adore Zach, and I couldn't agree with this more. And I say this as someone who has family members of all different agendas, right? Some people in my family are hardcore Trump supporters. Some people in my family are hardcore liberals. I lived that life already where I cut people out. I did that in 2020. I cut people out. I literally stopped talking to people in my family because of it, because I was so affected by it. And then I realized, wait, maybe it's not everything that we're seeing in reality. Because to say that, and a lot of people are saying online in his comments, it's easy to say that, but I am gay and I have 2 kids and I have, I'm worried about my rights and I'm a woman or I'm Black or I am, I'm Asian or I am this. And this is concerning for me to have someone in office like Trump. And I'm not here to talk about politics by any means. But I will tell you this, it is not singularly or linear. It's not like one side is bad and one side is good. Because I can tell you right off the bat, I know pieces of shit who vote one side and horrible pieces of shit who vote another side. To say that you're a good person because you vote one side of the agenda is so demeaning actually for everything. So what? If you vote for a liberal, but you also cheat on your wife, kill animals and you're still a good person because you voted that way. Or on the other side, if you vote for a conservative politician, but you also, chant certain things or to say horrible things or beat up your kids or whatever, you're a good person because you voted that way. No, we have so many layers and levels. Like, I despise Mark Ruffalo. If you guys want to know why, I'm Jewish. Okay. Like, that's the truth. I despise Mark Ruffalo. I've never hated anyone more online, I think, than him in the last few weeks. He is a huge Kamala supporter. Huge. If I say I can't vote, I can't, ever vote for Kamala because Mark Ruffalo is voting for Kamala, like, that would be insane. You can't do that to people. We can't be put in a box like that because there's only 2 options, really. I mean, you can just not vote, I guess, for president. But there's only 2 options. And like you have to go with which makes the most sense for you. And I can tell you right now that my Trump family is absolutely totally on board for gay rights, for women's rights, and for all of those things. Okay? I have gay people in my family. And I can tell you that a lot of liberals are also very for, you know, a lot of things that maybe would be deemed conservative, maybe like financially things or whatever, or, you know, border control or this and this and that. It's really not a black and white issue. So I don't like hearing this idea of like, I used to think that, but now if you vote for Trump, you're a piece of shit. Because there's a lot of people that are voting for Trump around you, a lot, who you love and who you're following and who you're watching all their shit. And they're like, you know, and I can tell you, there's like a bunch of celebrities out there who basically said, I'm voting for Trump. Bethany Frankel basically said, I'm voting for Trump. She said that on her stories. And yet or on her TikTok, and everyone is still following her, you know, and loving on her chicken salad. It's possible. You can do that. Okay. Light and tight. We're light and tight. We're light and tight. Well, this is a perfect moment actually to bring up a sponsor of our show, because our show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Now, I think that sometimes, like you guys, we're going to have moments like this where our blood pressure is going to rise, and it's, you know, oh, sorry. I have to look at the comments later because I'm so nervous that I'm going to see something that's going to upset me. Okay, our blood pressure is going to rise. We're going to be very upset. We're going to be very stressed out. We're going to be all of these things. And I honestly think the best thing we can do when we're in these moments is talking about it in a very safe way. Oh my God, see already, it's already happening. Oh my God, this is so crazy. It is not bad to vote for Trump, and it's not bad to vote for Kamala. That's my final word. You do you, boo. You do you, boo. Okay. I want to talk to you guys about learning, okay? What's something that you would love to learn? As an adult, do you make time to learn new things as often as you like, or was that lost in childhood? It's really actually really interesting. I was listening to John Cena, my boyfriend. He's my new boyfriend. I love him, even though a lot of you guys think he's freaking nuts. I don't know. There's something about him. Maybe I like to be like controlled by a man or something. I don't know. Lance, don't listen. John Cena was on Howard Stern in February, and you guys told me to go listen and watch the episode. So I've been watching the episode, and he's talking about how when he was on a movie set at 40 years old, he learned how to play the piano at 40 years old. And when I tell you, when I heard that, I said to myself, like, I have a piano in my house, a keyboard. Like, I should learn how to play the piano. So what's something you would like to learn? Gardening, a new language, or maybe how to finally beat your best friend in bowling, in Donna Bowling? Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder, because your back to school era can come at any age. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. My mom is going through a sense of time right now where she's starting to like realize that she's going into that 3rd chapter where she's not working anymore. And I think she's a little bored. And I told her this. I was like, you need to go to a therapist and like reconnect with your inner child. And she started doing it. And she's taking these online classes now. And she just got a dog. Very proud of her. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Donna, DANA today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Donna, DANA. Oh my God, this is so funny. Debbie says, we made Donna turn red in the face, not politically. Yes, I like got really anxious now. All of a sudden I was like, did I say something that like could be misconstrued? Don't cancel me. Okay, cancel the Paris Hilton before me. Anyway, let's move on to Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. This is important. You know, politics, schmolitics. We need to talk about Whitney. Have you guys watched it? I want to see it in the comments right now, okay? If you have watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, thank you for doing your service. You have really done your job. This was homework. Every time I clap, my dog like opens his eyes or her eyes. She's like, what's going on? Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I talked about it at length last night on my Patreon, but I will tell you this. I was not as excitedly blown away as a lot of you guys were. I really wasn't. And I think that's because you guys got me to a place where I thought I was going to walk into like mind-blowing content. But given what we have out there right now for content, given what is going on, we don't have a lot. We're really like at a drought. This is a perfect time for the show to land. Hulu could not have scheduled this better. There's really no Housewives other than OC. There's really no good Bravo shows on it at all. There's no great Netflix shows. I mean, Selling Sunset, but that's like an eh. This was the best thing they could have done. And they released all 8 episodes, and it was like a bingeable show. And the truth is, once you start to be able to tell them apart, which for me happened more around episode 4 or 5, could not tell them apart. You start to actually get into it. Here are some things to look out for on this show. And I wonder if I can find cast of Secret. If I find the pictures of them, it will be easier to kind of walk you through. Okay. Let me pull this up and then we can kind of look at it together, and I'll just walk you through some of the big storylines that I thought were really interesting. This is off of the website TV Insider. Meet the 8 Mormon wives and keep up with them on Mom Talk. So this tells you about who everyone is and how to follow them on TikTok. So this is what we can only deem as the lead. Her name is Taylor Frankie Paul. She is the queen of the Mom Talk because she is what brought all eyes on to Mom Talk. Mom Talk is a group of these women that are, light Mormon, okay? Mormon light. And they are very, bored. They create this content where they do these dances. They started to get famous and popular on TikTok around the, pandemic and a little bit after that. But then Taylor famously came out on a live on TikTok, and this is covered in episode 1, where she talks about the fact that she and her husband are getting a divorce because she caught feelings for another guy that she was soft swinging with. That this is like a thing that they were doing in this group. They were soft swinging, but it's not the group that we're seeing on the show, which is a little confusing. I thought we were going to see all the soft swingers, which would have been phenomenal TV. But because you start to realize really early on, you don't get all of the characters involved. Like you don't get Taylor's ex-husband, you don't get any of those people. So it is a little bit of a confusing situation. Because I think we were all led to believe it was going to be about the soft swinging, but it really wasn't. So Taylor Frankie Paul really brought the eyes onto Mom Talk, #Mom Talk. And now in the show, she ends up getting together, with boyfriend. Okay, good. I was like, they got married. This man, Dakota. We're going to have to talk. I think I need to spend 1 day a week, every day this week, talking about another one of the big stories, because she's with this man, Dakota, and it is a devastating watch. This man, Dakota, that she starts dating, right off the bat after this soft swinging scandal, she dates this guy, Dakota. She's partying her ass off, and she gets arrested after getting completely drunk and falling over. They're arguing. She pees her pants. The police get it on camera, and she's crying hysterically, and she gets arrested within the first few months of dating this man. They decide to stay together, shockingly, and then she eventually gets pregnant. She gets pregnant, has a miscarriage, and gets pregnant again. And then between episode 1 and episode 2, because of the arrest, she goes from being like this really skinny, newly divorced girl to being 7 months pregnant. It's very confusing. That was a little confusing to me. But she is the glue that holds it together. And minus the fact that she's dating, in my opinion, a sociopath or something else, I don't know, something's going on there. I do believe that she's actually the most normal of the crew, which is maybe not the most normal. Oh my God. I have a mosquito. Now I have a mosquito. I had to fly in a mosquito. What does it say about this? She, to me, is the most relatable. She feels just real. She's like, yeah, I fucked up. Yeah, I'm not perfect. Yeah. Okay. This is Jen Affleck. How do I know she's Jen Affleck? Because they want to tell us that in every single scene that they show her. On every single time that she's on the show, they say Jen Affleck, Jen Affleck. Like, you don't see Taylor Frankie Paul, you just see Taylor. But for Jen, it's Jen Affleck, Jen Affleck. And are you guys noticing that my attention is so far because of this mosquito? I'm trying to kill it. Who is it? Maybe mosquitoes are people reincarnated. Jen Affleck is so young, beautiful. She's like 22, 23, but her husband, Zach Affleck, is who I showed you at the top of the show. He freaking landed on me at the top of the show. And he's the one that looks like Cody Brown. He's the one that is so incredibly unlikable. He is a gambling addict. He is controlling beyond belief. He threatens to divorce her because she goes to like she didn't even plan it. Chippendales show in Vegas. The whole thing is wild to me. This is a story that I was very interested in watching. I really liked this story. This is Demi. She's very cute. She's a little bit like, I'm still on the fence. I can't really fully decide if I like her or not, but I don't not like her. I like her. Like, there's nothing really else except for the fact that she's divorced, and now she has a husband who's also divorced. He was married to Angie H on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So there's her crossover, and he's 17 years older than her. Now, here is who we really need to talk about, and this is Whitney. I could do an entire episode on Whitney. Whitney Levitt. Actually, I want to come back to Whitney because she's who we're going to spend the most time on talking about. This is Layla. She's basically the only Black girl that's a Mormon. She says it. She's like, I am not like any of my friends, but she converted to Mormonism because she was friends with all these Mormons. She's 23 years old. She has 2 kids. Oh my God, I had no idea. I didn't see her kids at all. She's privately divorced her husband. She has 2 kids and calls herself a single boy mom. You guys, she's 23. These are babies. Now, this was Michaela. She's 24, but she's a mother of 3. She's married to someone who she met when she was 16 and he was 21. This is a problem. Anyone else? This is a problem. But that's Mormonism for you. She, to me, really came off as what I considered like the Tails to Sonic. She's like a shadow of all the mean girls. But you guys told me that she definitely has a oh my God, let's move on. She told me that you guys told me that she has some sort of skin condition like a lupus or a autoimmune disease, and I don't want to say exactly what it is that she has, but she, because I don't remember specifically, but she has some skin issues because on the show she looked very like washed out and tired, and that's all I felt like when I saw her, and I felt like there was something missing, but now I know it's an autoimmune disease and she can't really cover it up with makeup. And apparently this is a big part of her story on TikTok and stuff, but we didn't see a lot of it on the show. Jessie. Oh, that's her last name. I had no idea that was her last name. Nagatikara. Jessie is 32, so she's the oldest of the group. I really like Jessie. She's the owner of like a hair extension salon company. She does everyone's hair. She has 2 children and a stepkid with her husband, Jordan. And here's Macy, who also seems pretty normal. Macy Neely, she's a former tennis player, and she's going through IVF. She has 2 kids with her husband, Jacob. Okay, but we got to go to Whitney because I'm going to say something. Whitney is officially the most horrible person I've ever seen on a reality show. And I say that after seeing Omarosa. You know, House of Villains, they have nothing on Whitney. Jax Taylor, nothing on Whitney. I can't wrap my head around one likable quality of this girl. Not one. Not one. Now, I understand we're watching 8 episodes of a show, and she came out on her TikTok saying like, wow, that is not how I remembered it. Basically saying she absolutely has not had any of that kind of behavior in real life, and they've edited her to seem this like horrible, horrible person. But I'm going to tell you something. This is a horrible, horrible person. She really is a horrible person. There's nothing likable about her in any capacity on any single episode that we saw. She's a mean girl. She loves to talk shit. She's judgy McJudgy. And she, like, what do they say? Glass houses, right? She judges everyone for all of their behavior. But she's married to a man. And I'm not going to say it, okay? I'm not going to say it. You guys can say it in the comments. She's married to a man who, should we look at her? We should look at their TikTok together, right? Like, to do a study of Whitney Love for TikTok is quite it's quite a ride. Now, Whitney was famous from when she okay, she was famous from when she did that RSV post. I don't even know if it's still on her page or not, but her baby was like very, very sick in the hospital with RSV, and she went into the hospital and did a dance, like a booty shaking dance around it, and people lost their minds. They thought it was a joke. This is some of Whitney's content on social media with her husband. What's a good one? Oh, this could be a fun one. I think I'm gonna make the music down. She's doing a dance. She's massively pregnant, and he's dancing with her. His hair looks so different in every episode, in every TikTok. Like, it's the wildest thing. Okay, here's another video that she posts with him where she's doing this weird dancing, and he's just filming her. It's an odd relationship. A lot of dancing. So I don't know exactly what's happening there, but I will tell you, in the first episode or in the second episode, Whitney basically comes out and tells everyone on the show, including the cameras, there was this rumor going around about my husband being on Tinder, on dating websites, and talking to all these girls. And the answer is yes, it's true. And yes, he's been doing this for the entirety of our marriage. And yes, he's been sending pictures. And yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. And I thought to myself, it's a choice if you decide if you want to stay with someone who's straight. And I don't think that that's wrong. I think absolutely you have to do what's right for you in your relationship. However, that being said, maybe humble yourself just a bit with the other people and their situations. She comes into this show already feeling like she's forced into it. Does anyone else get that feeling? She comes into the show basically saying, like, I need money. So I need Mom Talk to work because they get paid for these TikToks. I need this to work, but I hate you all. And she does. She hates them all. She doesn't show up to their events. She doesn't text them to tell them she's not coming. She doesn't respond to them. She removes herself from group texts. She starts shit. She gives gifts that are mean-spirited. She talks crap, all while wearing like a perfect peasant dress. She has the worst fashion sense on the show also, by the way. Very, very unlikable character. That being said, she better be back for season 2. Because without her, and I know you love to hate people. She's not even someone you love to hate. You just hate to hate. You just hate. But she will bring a level of something, because I truly believe that there's something else that we don't know about that relationship. I don't believe we know everything about the husband, if you know what I mean. I don't know. They are very, very successful on TikTok. These women, especially now, they all have, millions of followers. They're making a gang of money. And I'm very curious to see what happens. But 2 stories to really look out for on this season are the dynamics between Taylor and Dakota, her boyfriend, which are wild. In fact, one of these Instagram accounts that I follow, Nat, she posted something, and it's a collaboration. This is actually really funny. I love all the content online about this. Every time I open Instagram, this is what the Bravo babe put on her Instagram. She goes, "What if I do this was all the same person?" And it's literally the 4 of Connor's looks in the same show. It's crazy. He's got so many different looks. They must have filmed over the course of like 6 years. But also, Nat posted this one little collaboration of videos of basically Taylor wanting Dakota to leave her alone. I'm very curious to hear what you guys think when you see this.
Baby, my first baby.
You can leave anytime. You can leave.
Aren't you guys done being miserable? It's exhausting. Yeah, and I told him that. I was like, if you're like miserable and not happy, like you gotta walk away. You gotta walk away.
Hearing this 24/7, like I'm sick of hearing it.
It was me so hard, and then I fought back, and then we were just fighting, and I just want him out. I just want him out.
Dakota's like talking about marriage a lot, and I'm not fully in. And that's why I like really pushed Dakota. He's like, I want you to give in to me. I want you to surrender. Why would I surrender? I don't even trust you. And there's a side of me that's like, should I be single?
You say this stuff to me 24/7.
She doesn't want to be with him.
So it's clear. I don't know what else you want from me.
I want to feel like you want this with me.
It's frustrating to him, and I think it makes him want it more. That I don't want it. That I don't want.
That's all I saw between Taylor and Dakota throughout the season. I just saw her getting the ick progressively worse and worse throughout the season. And the more that she had the ick, the more he was like, I need you. Now I'm curious. They're still together now in real life, so we'll see what happened. The next story is the Jen and Zach Affleck story. And this blows my mind. This is a young woman who is the breadwinner of the family, whose husband is going through medical school. And according to the show, she's putting him through medical school. I don't believe that. I believe his parents are, because his parents are very, very wealthy Mormons, all towheads. And he is a heart surgeon, the dad. So I imagine the parents are definitely helping. But she says that she is putting him through medical school. And she is the cutest, sweetest, like kindest little girl. I say little because she literally looks 16. And she gets treated so badly on this show by him. The way that he controls her is something to be watched in some sort of sociological experiment about how dangerous it is to abide to some of these religions where the men have all the control. It is so sad. The way that he puts her through literal hell over a night that she didn't even have control, where she went into the backstage of Chippendales and then she went home. He put her through such hell, all while he was gambling at the poker tables until 2 a.m. with $2,500 of her money. That whole scene where they're in Vegas, that whole episode where all the girls are saying, Jen, it's not okay. He can't treat you this way. That is heartbreaking. It's a heartbreaking scene to watch. And honestly, I don't know how she stays with him after seeing that back. I just don't know how. So watch it and let me know. So the three stories are Whitney and her husband, and Whitney just in general being awful, Dakota and Taylor, and Jen and Zach Affleck. It's actually really good. The show actually is a good show. It's just not mind-blowing, but it's good. Okay, you guys, make sure. Oh, yeah. Michelle says, I'm also so curious about the soda shops. Something I didn't know is that you can't drink coffee as a Mormon. I understand about alcohol or whatever. You can't even drink coffee. So you go to these soda shops, and basically they're Starbucks, but for sodas. And you go in and you're like, I'll take a soda with 14 syrups inside with a splash of coconut cream and creamer. And they have parties and they have bartenders doing soda cocktails. It's wild. And think about the sugar. Just think about their sugar content. They're not drinking coffee, but they're guzzling sugar. It's so crazy. The one thing I wish about it, and you mentioned this, Danielle, they're all too young. The one thing I wish is that I wish they were all in their 30s. I wish we were all watching women in their 30s. The difference is these are all TikTokers. They're all young. Not to say that there aren't like 30-plus-year-old Mormons on TikTok, but it's just this is the Mom Talk crew. For the 30-plus crowd, for the 40-plus crowd, we have to watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which is coming soon. All right, you guys, I love you very much. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for standing with me today and understanding this was not meant to be a political rant. It was just about to be, it's okay to be friends with people outside of your bubble. It's okay to be straight and be friends with gay people. It's okay to be Black and be friends with Asian people. It's okay to be white and be friends with, Pakistani people. And it's okay to be religious and hang out with someone of another religion. Okay? Judge a person on their personality and their behavior, not, what they eat and who they vote for. Okay. Love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye.